Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working on just DaVinci Resolve 17. That's what we're doing today. Before we get on to that, I need to have my thinking juice. Hopefully I've defaced this enough that I don't get demonetized, you know. So let me go get a little thinking juice right here. Don't want too much thinking juice. Might blow your brain up. Then you want to get your mixer because you don't want it to be too strong. And let's get started on this video. All right, guys, and welcome back. So this is what we're doing today. I'll briefly go over the Fusion comp, just kind of talk about it slightly. And this is doing weird stuff right now. Watch, it'll just disappear, but it's rendered. So let's first look at what we're going to do. All right, and that is the Fusion version of it. And if you look right here, let's just go with this open in Fusion. And if we look at this guy, you can see that it looks pretty complicated, I guess, for if you're not used to Fusion, it can look very complicated. It's actually pretty easy doing Fusion, but we're going to concentrate today on the Edit tab version of this because I think that most people can grasp how to do it in the Edit tab way before they can grasp doing it in the Fusion tab. So for the sake of the video, I have it down in very low resolution right here, 720p. Let's pop my timeline down to 720p also, so it'll work without having to render. And I got my CC clip 720p, and we're going to use these guys because they're very fast. We're going to use this as our background. It's just basically the tarp type thing that's on the pergola. I just took video of it at night, color graded it down for it to look kind of cool. So if you want to see the original, let's go to the original. Original looks like this. Not very nice, but the color graded one looks a little more nice, you know. So we're going to use these hats for our subjects because the only things that I had that would sit still and not complain is hats. So we're going to edit those like that effect that you saw right here. So we're going to take this guy first. And it's also nice when you're editing down and color grading them. When you pull it in, you know exactly where it's going to start each time. So you don't have to worry about setting it in and out. So you can just pull these guys in here. Let's start the top layer with this guy right here. And the bottom layer, we're going to have the mullet hat. So I'm going to just to hide these two layers. There's the mullet hat. Then we have Sharknado, and then we have Powerhouse, right? Powerhouse hat. So let's first see how long we want to set this up. So let's kind of get an idea of what's going on. So let's hit play, spacebar, and text comes in, it's playing, and then it's going to go out right around there. Okay, so let's do that. And you can hit either the blade tool right here, or just hit B on the keyboard. Cut, cut, cut. Hit A on the keyboard. Select these. Don't hit delete. Hit the back arrow, backspace, and it'll get rid of them. So there we go. So let's zoom in here. I'm using Control this, or you can use Alt and the scroll wheel and the mouse will zoom in and out also. I just use Control plus because that's what I use in Photoshop and a whole bunch of other programs, so it becomes more naturally to me. So wherever your playhead is, if you zoom in, it'll be on there. So you click, zoom in, you know, and out. Control plus, Control minus zooms out too. Whatever way you want to do, don't care. It's whatever you like the most. Now, if you did not want to do a diagonal cut on this video, you can use this guy right here. But the only problem, oops, not that guy, sorry, just click down, hit crop, but you can't do diagonal crops in the edit tab. So what we're going to do, we're just going to Control Z, get out here. We're going to have to do this in Fusion. So we're going to click on the Fusion. Remember, Fusion defaults to the very top layer in your video edit tab. So we hit Fusion right here. It's going to be at the very top layer, which is going to be our Powerhouse hat. Let's bring this in here right here. I'm just using the middle mouse. I'm just clicking in, and you can drag around, and you can hit plus, not Control, but plus in here for some reason. Don't know why. So we're going to click on the media in, which is this guy, media out, which is going to go to your edit. I'm going to take this guy right here, drag it in, and what? It's going to disappear. That's okay. So let's go right here. Let's go 50%. And we're click, click, click. Don't drag, click, and click. So that way we have strong hard ends. We don't want anything like, you know, soft, because that will just be annoying. So we're going to kind of just bring this guy in here. And you saw once I completed this loop, it brought the image back in. So I won't show you anything until you make your mask. So let's kind of bring this guy right here and right here. And that's good. Don't worry about the edges right here. That doesn't matter. We're just worried about this diagonal cut. Let's get it a little closer to the hat. That looks good. So we're going to take this guy right here, polygon 1, which is our mask. Edit, copy, or Control-C on your keyboard. Go back to the Edit tab. We're going to click on this one. And if you clicked on Fusion again, it's just going to go back to this top layer. So we're going to right-click on this and go Open in the Fusion tab. And then it'll open that layer. Now we copied our polygon, hit Control-V. It's in there. Just link it in there. And we already have our exact same cut set up. Go back to the Edit tab. And our last one, we don't have to worry about because it's going to be behind all these. So now we just got to move it around. So let's take this guy right here. And if you can't see your inspector, just click right here. And if you want to see it all the way through, click right there so we can see all this. And let's just go right here to position on the X, and we'll move it to the left. All right, got that guy to the left. Click on our next layer, move it to the left also. And we're going to take the mullet hat, which is my favorite, and move it to the right. Let's do a little more editing. Let's get this guy right here. Let's get this guy right here. And let's see how it looks. So let's take our mullet hat, move it a little bit more. We're going to whisk down a little further so we make sure we're all on the screen looking good. You can take our powerhouse hat, move it slightly more over, give them all a little more wiggle room. So now we have our first part of this effect set up. Goes to the background, right to those guys. They're all looking good, so we need to animate them in next. So instead of using you can do this two ways. I prefer to use the crop. I think it works better because if you were to take these guys and make a compound clip, the crop's going to work for transparency. If you were to go into your effects, and if you were to use a video transition and you use a wipe to wipe them in, it will not retain the transparency, so you cannot combine these into a compound clip. So that's why I'm going to use the crop. So let's go to the very beginning of our top one. And in the inspector, look for our crop. And let's just make sure snapping's on so you can snap to the front. Use the arrows on your keyboard and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm using the right arrow, by the way. Let's give it a keyframe, which is this guy right here. And now if we click this, we can see our keyframe right there, right? Let's go to the front. We're still on crop right here. Bring this down, I'll wipe it in. So now it comes in. Let's go to the very end. Let's go back 15 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Of course, we're using the arrows on the keyboard. Keyframe. Let's go right here and bring it down. And now we have it going out. So you notice this, we want to have this a little more separation because this is kind of blending in, right? Your eye's looking like it's one big long table, which it's not. So we can fix that pretty easily. Let's just go over here to the Open Effects, click in the search and hit DR for drop shadow. Pop it in there. And just remember, if you don't clear your search, you won't see all your effects later on. So clear your search. If you're wondering why you can't see all your effects, it's because you need to clear it. So now, back here in the inspector, go to the effects, and we do not need a black shadow. We can use whatever color we want, right? So click OK. Let's bring this distance in, and we'll just use that for right now. You can do the strength and everything else like that. But I want just a slight little hint that these guys are separated. Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more blur. Let's bring this in. There. We'll just do that for now. If you notice, And since we're using the crop, we also have a glow around the top, which is kind of cool. So that comes in. Now we need to do the same for these other layers. So we can just right click on it, copy, click on the bottom layer, and we can go paste attributes, click on this, let's click off, we want this to crop, and the plugin. Because that's the only thing we're using from here. Click. Oops, cancel. Let's make sure at the very front here. I'm not sure it works like Premiere, but we're going to do it anyways. Paste attributes, crop, and plugin, apply. So now if we click this, we have duplicated it for that one too. And above coming in, now we're going to do the exact same thing for the bottom layer. Right click, and we're going to go paste attributes, those exact same ones, and now they're all animating in. But we want them to kind of like, you know, zoom, 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 right? So let's just kind of stagger this guy, stagger this guy. Let's look at our keyframe so we can see them. So let's look at the front. Coming in, first part of our effects done, and then we get to the back and, oh, that's not looking too good, right? Don't worry, super easy to adjust. We're just gonna take this top one and make it go out first. And let's grab these two guys right here, move them to the front, grab the two in the bottom, move them back. Like I said, it's super easy effect, but it looks pretty cool. And then we just go out. So it's coming in, wipe it in. And then it is wiping out. All right, so we're looking good. Let's add some text. Let's go to the titles and let's pick something like simple text. Let's see what looks kind of cool. Clean and simple. That'll work. Let's just bring that in there and kind of bring it right around here. So we'll have two, clean and simple. All right. Clean and simple baller hats. That'll work, right? Clean and simple baller hats. There we go. Or baller hats, clean and simple, the way it's coming in. But you can choose whatever you want here. Whatever text works. We're just using this because it's the easiest is to click on and grab. So we want a little more separation, right? So let's go back in here to our effects, adjustment clip, bring that in underneath our text, drag it out. Now we're going to go, look at this, video 5, go to our color tab, click on it, video 5, click on it, and now we're only adjusting our video 5, which is the adjustment layer. We're going to grab this node right here. We're going to bring it up, let's make it red, maybe in here, a little purple. Let's give it a little darkness right here. Right here. Get a little more contrast. Get it nice and punchy. A little more contrast, let's see. Then we can go to our curves right here and play with it even more. This would be the darks, this would be the light, so we can get it to look kind of, I'm liking that. So let's go back to our edit tab. And now we have our adjustment clip right here doing the coloring. So like you probably thought, we're going to crop this and we're going to bring it in and what the world? It's making everything black. Don't worry, we can fix it. Of course, you can make multiples like these, like I had in mine. You just basically add another one and you animate them separately. So we're just going to take this one right here just to make this video short. And you guys can do whatever you want with more clips. So we have that right there. And if you want to see behind this, go to our inspector, go to composite, add, and there we go. And now we have it so we can see everything else. So let's bring it in, let's animate it. So when the baller hats come in, we'll do it from there. So we're gonna go to our cropping. Let's give it a keyframe. That's when it's gonna be all the way in. We're kind of working backwards here. Let's look at our keyframe by clicking that guy. Go back here. And then we're going to, let's bring it in from the middle. Why not, right? Bring it in from the middle. Whoa, there we go. Now it's animating in. Of course, we can adjust the speed. You want it faster. You can do that. And then when it leaves, let's do it, That text leaves. Let's make it close out like so. Let's put a keyframe here, and then let's put a keyframe right here, and we will close it out like this time, kind of in the middle. All right, and bring it to the edge. So now we have everything working just dandy, fine and dandy. That's how you say it, right? And coming on in, you got baller hats, clean and simple, and then it exits back to our background. And so that's pretty much the tutorial. Hope you guys liked it. If you want to see more of these simple effects that you can do in DaVinci Resolve like this, don't forget to subscribe, post your comments down below, and I will see you guys there. And until next time, peace.